There is often this question that students have when it comes to starting to study for ACCA, and that is if it's possible to self-study and still be able to pass. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my personal experience through the many years I've had at varsity and the last 3 months of being an ACCA student, if self-studying is maybe a possibility. I'm first going to be going through the highlands, and then I'm going to be going through the pitfalls, and then I'm going to be sharing some tools you can use if you decide to self-study or you decide to go with a learning provider. Hey gang, I'm Conrad and I'm an ACCA student living in Botswana, and on this channel I help other students achieve their goals of becoming more productive and studying more efficiently. First of all, we're going to be scoping the highlands, aka the advantages of self-studying, and I identified 3 different topics here, which is namely autonomy, resourcefulness, and opportunity overload. So generally the benefit, which I love when I self-study, is the autonomy aspect of it. This refers to you making your own decisions and you choosing to follow your own pace. Now, there's 2 main reasons why I say that I like this autonomy that it gives you. Firstly, it gives you more responsibility, meaning that you can choose if you want to do other side hustles on the side, or if you want to study maybe 2 or 3 extra subjects, you choose your own pace. Secondly, you don't have to listen to a teacher or a lecturer telling you you need to do X by Y. You can literally decide beforehand, I'm going to do the first part of the work, I'm going to do it this time, second part this time. Now, myself personally, when I take responsibility for my own studies, that generally gives me a higher dependence on myself. This is obviously a disadvantage for some people, but for those of you who have like strong planning skills and who are able to maybe decide, listen, or discipline, then this might be a better option for you. Now, down to the second part of 3 is your resourcefulness. You will expand your ability to be able to be resourceful. You will get the skill of looking for resources and not just buying everything. Now, there's obviously a down part to that, which we'll talk about later, but the benefit of that is it teaches you an important skill which employers are looking for. And that generally will make your accountant market value higher because you are more resourceful than your other people who could just buy the course for $100. And lastly, this is one of the things I struggle with the most, is actually going out and meeting people. Because if you just buy an online course, you're going to struggle to get that interaction with people, because you guys know you literally spend your whole time maybe at work and then you come back and you study for 2 hours. Well, that's how my life looks like. If you are resourceful, you might find other people on Facebook groups or Reddit groups, or you might even meet people in person, and they might teach you a thing or 2, or they might share a free resource that they have, maybe a book extra that they have. So you meet people and you learn how to build teams. Now, to the last part of the benefits, it is opportunity overload. My genuine belief is that you shouldn't be spending 100% of your time studying. I genuinely believe you should spend that time maybe pursuing a creative side hustle of yours, or maybe making some extra money on the side through maybe selling courses. It's a good thing to be a well-rounded person and not just have the accounting skills. Try and be an entrepreneur as well. I know that if you're going to buy a course just for like $150, you can feel sorted. But I'm going to be giving you basically 3 pitfalls, which is accountability, the idea of scattered resources, and diminishing returns. Let's talk about them more in depth. Generally, when you're self-studying, you don't have a lecturer or a team behind you that can motivate you through these difficult times of when you're not feeling motivated, or you're going through a difficult time and you're not actually up to date with your schedule. And what I notice is that with, for example, Learn Signal and these other courses, they actually give you an outline of when you should be doing what. So this helps a lot with people like me who are terrible with planning to just be more structured and get an outline of, listen, by this date I should be at X. By this date I should be at Y. And it just gives you some sort of more tangible plan moving forward. Also, something that was great on the days that I was at university, actually walking in class, is that people check in on you. They ask you, Conrad, how are you doing with this? Conrad, are you struggling with Y? Are you struggling with X? The lecturers usually say, okay, come to my office and I'll help you one-on-one. So generally when you're self-studying, you don't have that ability to have that personal experience, people helping you personally one-on-one. But we spoke about it in point number 1, is that you can create an accountability group, maybe create some friends, and then they will help you. And Conrad, are you okay with X? Are you okay with Y? I keep on saying X and Y the whole time, I don't know why, excuse me. But these accountability groups can maybe sustain you through these difficult times. Point number 2 is the idea of scattered resources. Now, In the last part of this video, I'm going to share with you guys the tools that I suggest you guys can use when you're studying. But generally, when you pay for a course, what you're actually paying for is all of that knowledge put together in one place. So it is the convenience of not going out and having to look for this specific chapter or having to look for this specific quiz. That is actually like something that I really believe is that your time is valuable. You know, the time that you go and spend looking for free YouTube videos about a certain topic, is that really worth it? Is that really worth the hour or two that you're spending with that? And lastly is the concept of diminishing returns. Guys, what I mean by this is, one day when you have your ACCA, you are going to be earning literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions, doing what you do best. So why sabotage yourself by not giving yourself the tools that you need? Are you not valuable enough? Are your dreams not important enough for you to be able to spend that money on yourself? Now, don't get me wrong. I know some of you literally can't afford this. And I tip my hat for you guys, because literally I can imagine how difficult it must be to go and look for all the resources and still pass. I have a lot of respect for you. Now, I always optimize for time saved. Like anything that's going to get me more time saved and, how can I say, increase my productivity, I would invest in that tool. That is like one of my go-to rules. And you should remember, every hour of your time is worth money. Now, lastly, I'm going to be sharing the tools and strategies that I'm going to be using, which I call the index framework. First of all is like what I'm paying for at the moment, what I'm busy doing. And then secondly, where can you go and find reputable free resources for yourself as well? Now, I made a review of BPP, which I'm sure you guys have heard of. They weren't that great for me. So I actually moved to open tuition. I feel this is generally better because you don't pay like a once-off fee, you pay like a quarterly subscription. But I'm going to be making a review of them a bit later because I want to give you guys my honest opinion. But another way that you can do this through paid ways is just buying the books of like BPP or Learn Signal or wherever, and then self-studying through that. A negative of this is, unless you study like well from lectures, because like I said in the beginning of the video, everyone studies a different way. So if you don't study well with just like learning a book and just turning pages, then I wouldn't really suggest go to Open Tuition and go and check out what they have. But personally, what I do is I can just literally read from the books and then I can ask ChatGPT when I struggle with something. Now, the free resources are, first of all, there's a YouTube channel called Open Tuition, which is quite good. They also have like a web-based thing. But I would suggest going to the ACCA Study Hub. Now, it is a bit fluffy. And what I mean by this is like, there's a lot of information. You need to like go and decide what you find applicable. But generally, like, it's top notch. You don't even need to pay for it. It's like literally, it comes from ACCA. So you can literally believe everything you read there and you can trust it. And they have like this cool function where you can do quizzes and past exams on their platforms. It's really a useful tool for those of you who, like, for example, don't want to go with another agency. Like I said, BPP was not the best platform for me, but if you want to see like or hear why I say so and elaborate a bit more, then I'd like you to go and watch this video. But otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.